Imagine you woke up an astronaut. Humanity trusted you with $1 billion spaceship, years of training, and the hopes of an entire species, but you just pushed your coworker out of the spaceship.
That's my pen.
It's literally our pen. We're funded by taxes.
Oh no.
Now the question isn't, are you fired? Because who actually arrests you when you're floating 400 kilometers above Earth? Because with no cops and anyone to judge you, you might think that space is lawless, but in fact, space is actually one of the most over-regulated places in human history. So when you commit a crime up there, you don't escape the law. You simply just make the paperwork way weirder. Let's start simple and break down every crime in the space step by step. Let's say you steal something small like a sandwich from your crewmates on the International Space Station. Is that theft? Well, the ISS isn't one country. It's basically a floating United Nations made of metal and bad coffee. There are American astronauts, Russian cosmonauts, European scientists, Japanese engineers, Canadians. All right, forget about them. So whose laws apply? The answer, it depends on your passport. If you're American, US law follows you. If you're French, French law applies. If you're Russian, well, good luck with that paperwork. And this isn't theoretical. In 2019, NASA astronaut Anne McClain was accused of accessing her ex-bank account from space without permission. We're talking about someone allegedly committing identity theft while orbiting the Earth at 17,500 miles per hour, being the first alleged space crime in history. She denied it, and the case was eventually dropped. But the point stands. You can't outrun jurisdiction just because you're in zero gravity. McClain's feet touched Earth, and Earth's laws were waiting. But this was a really easy situation since both the criminal, victim, and even the spaceship were American. But let's now say an American astronaut punches a German astronaut in a module built by Japan, launched from Kazakhstan, funded by Canada, while a Russian films it on his phone. Who's in charge? Well, here's how it works. Each module of the ISS is under the jurisdiction of the country that built it. The American module, US law applies. The European module, European law. The Russian module, well, a mysterious Russian law that nobody outside Russia fully understands. So if you punch someone in the Japanese Kibo module, Japan has jurisdiction. But if the victim is from a different country, their nation can also press charges. So now you've got two countries arguing over who gets to prosecute you while you're stuck eating freeze-dried ice cream and pretending everything's fine in the middle of space. Okay, but what if you're not on the ISS? What if you're on a private SpaceX mission or a Chinese space station? In that case, a crime in space is treated like a crime in international waters, meaning that the country that launched the spacecraft has primary jurisdiction. If SpaceX sends you up from Florida, the US owns your problems. But if China launches you, it's a whole different rule book. But space agencies can also invoke the passive personality principle, which means if you harm someone, their home country can come after you too.
Ah, finally. 3 years of travel. We made it to Mars. You know what? I think it's time.
Here's the thing about Mars. Nobody owns it. According to the Outer Space Treaty, no nation can claim sovereignty over celestial bodies. Mars isn't American. It isn't Chinese. It's nobody's. So if you commit a crime there and never come back to Earth, technically, no one can come arrest you. There's no Martian police force or FBI kicking down your airlock. But at the end of the day, being a criminal in space means that you have no getaway car and no hiding. Just you and the awkward group dinners with the rest of your crewmates. So maybe, just share the pen.